Namaste all. Tonight, in our midst, we have Swami Prakashanandaji. He is the head of the Chinmaya Mission in Guyana, as well as Trinidad. Swamiji is currently conducting a Jnana Yajna for 108 days at 108 different mandirs across Guyana, teaching the entire Bhagavad Gita a few verses each night. Swamiji is going to mandirs all across Guyana, from Brown Creek in Borby, starting to Essequibo Pools. Tonight is the 32nd night of his pravachan in Guyana. Swamiji is very stern, so I want all of you to please be quiet, listen to Swamiji, and for the children, please do not walk much, as Swamiji will be doing his discourse. Over to Swamiji.
Thank you. Let us all join chanting the name of the Lord for a few minutes. Radhe 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 Radhe
गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुदेवाय नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन कथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यास विशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणे ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरि ओम्। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
कृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजते प्रभुः।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
न कर्म फलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
नादत्ते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
ज्ञानेन तु तदज्ञानं येषां नाशितमात्मनः।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
तेषामादित्यवज्ञानं प्रकाशयति तत्परम्।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
तेषामादित्यवज्ञानं प्रकाशयति तत्परम्।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai. Okay, so it's a very important portion of the Bhagavad Gita in the 5th chapter. This is verse number 14, 15 and 16 of the 5th chapter. This is where we stopped last night. We were just here in Cotton Tree, not too far from here. And we have to pick up the thread from here. So Bhagavan is telling a very profound message in deep Vedanta, but from a very ordinary standpoint for all of us. Bhagavan says that he really doesn't get involved in all our personal matters. All of us have freedom of choice, na? Like for example, tonight we all feel that we had freedom to come here. Nobody will say, somebody made me come here. Who will say? Nobody will say, somebody made me come here. We all think that we came here on our own free will. So basically, at a very ordinary level, all ordinary beings, we feel that we have freedom of choice. And based on that freedom of choice, we made a choice to come here tonight. We could have made a choice to go somewhere else, like many other people did. That's why they're not here. They made a choice to do something else or go somewhere else, right? But you made a choice to come here. So that is called, at the ordinary level, Purushartha in Sanskrit. So now, based on our Purushartha, we get results based on our freedom of choice, use of that freedom of choice. So if we choose something good, we get good result. If we choose something bad, we get bad result. And all of that is governed by the law of karma. Law of karma, which is part of the whole Maya. Bhagavan says, Swabhavastu pravartate. This Swabhavastu means avidya, lakshana, prakriti, maya. All these words are the same. So it means by the law of karma, which is part of the whole Maya prapancha in which we are living, this world is governed by law of karma. So we made the choice to come here, so we'll get good result. The person who made the choice to go elsewhere, he'll get that result wherever he has gone. You see? So in that thing, Bhagavan has nothing to do because he already made the law. After making the law, what else is to do now? The law works all by itself. And last night I was giving the example just to tell you also. Like the Parliament of Guyana, you call it Parliament or what do you call it? Parliament? In America and all this is not called Parliament. So I'm asking. So the Parliament makes the laws. There are parliamentarians who sit there and they make laws. Right? To charge you 10% tax on your salary. But after making the law, that thing works automatically. The parliamentarians don't come here to Bobby's to check to see whether you paid your 10%. They come or what? No. There's a system in place to make sure that the law works. So Bhagavan has manifested the law of karma, and then Bhagavan doesn't have to go and look at you to see what you're doing and take a note and mark, make an entry into his computer so that one day you will go in front of Bhagavan and then he will pull up your file and all sort of. All like children's stories. In Trinidad we call it a cock and bull story. They make story like that for the minds of children. No such thing. Bhagavan has nothing better to do or what? To sit down wholly and what to see what you're doing? So there's a law of karma, and the law of karma Tulsidas she tells very nicely. Karma pradhan visva kari rakha.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram.
Jo jas karai so das phalu data.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram.
Karma pradhan visva kari rakha.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Jo jas karai so das phalu chakha.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Subh aru asubh karma anuha. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. जो जस करई सो तस फलु चाखा. As we sow, so we reap. Subha aru asubha karam anuhari. Isadei phalu mana bichari. Means to say, Ishvara has put some law in the universe, and that is what we call the law of karma. Now, it may be sounding like Ishvara thinks, but don't feel like that. Ishvara doesn't have to think. Like, for example, does the sky have to think, let me give lightning now? When the right conditions of, whatever charges, positive and negative charges and all in the atmosphere come together, the sky doesn't have to say, okay, now this one has come, let me give a lightning. Does it do? No, not like that. So, in the very same way, Ishvara doesn't have to think. We should not think that the words there mean Ishvara thinks. So, the law of karma is there, and all the laws in the universe, they are there, and they all function not by any body having to think and make them function. Like, for example, when I throw a ball to this wall, the laws are already there which say that the ball will come back. It is not when I throw the ball, then somebody has to think, oh, let me make this law operate. Nobody has to make the law operate. The laws are all fixed and they are there already. When you jump from on top of this building, this mandir, that time Ishvara doesn't have to think, okay, oh, look, that fellow jump. I better make the law of gravity work. There's no such thinking. The law is already there. So you jump from the top of the building, there is only one direction you will go. Down. You see? Because the law is already fixed. So the same thing with the law of karma. So based on what we do, the result comes. And Bhagavan is saying, I have nothing to do with any of that. I don't interfere. Because if he interferes once, like suppose you do some bad karma, right? Suppose you do some bad karma. Now, for bad karma, the result has to be bad. So Bhagavan comes and he says, oh, I'm feeling so sorry for this fellow, he did some bad karma, and bechara, usko dukh ho jayega. Now he'll have to face the result of that bad karma. I'm feeling sorry for him. Let me save him. If Bhagavan comes and does that, right? Let me save him. Now, the next man will come and he'll tell Bhagavan, Prabhu, you yourself tells in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that you are samadarshi, samoham sarva bhuteshu, name dveshyosti na priyaha. You don't have special love for this one, no hatred for that one. You are equal to all. He tells in 9th chapter. So the second man will come and say, Prabhu, if you are equal to all, and if your word is true, because you yourself told, now you just saved that man from bad karma, now save me also. Then the third person will come. Well, if you save those two, well, save me also, because you are equal to all. Now, if Bhagavan were to start that, what will happen? Well, everybody in this world will do the crime, and they will not do the time. Everybody in this world will do all bad things, and nothing will happen to them. You see? So all these things that we have in this world about peddling of cheap religion, that no, do this and Bhagavan will save you from that, and do that and Bhagavan will save you from that, I guarantee it does not happen. There is no such thing. This world is operated by the law of karma. And you know how to prove that very easily? All the big people also who pray to Bhagavan all the time, they also end up in hospital or not? Pastor, priest, imam, everybody has to end up in hospital. Correct or not? That thing proves. Look, right now, the Pope also, he has every ailment you could think about. Every day he's seeing doctor. He's supposed to be representative of God in that religion. I guarantee Bhagavan doesn't do any of these things. This is all cheap religion peddled only. What works is the law of karma. Now, there is something to be said for the things that we see in the Shastras, but those things are the exceptions. And for every rule there is an exception. So Bhagavan has made exceptions, and this once and far apart. Few and far apart, they say. But what happened, that people take the exception and use that as praman to peddle cheap religion. You can't take the exception and make it as the rule. Exception is exception and rule is rule. So the whole universe, please remember this, works by the law of karma and all these things. In other words, and it's a very simple law. How simple and wonderful this law is. If you want to become educated, study hard, correct? If you want to become rich, work hard. If you want to become healthy, live a healthy lifestyle. What we do all the opposite, and then we pray to Bhagavan. Prabhu, let me pass this exam now. I know I didn't study, you know. But I promise I will make this offering, and I will make that offering, and I will say this mantra, and I will say that mantra. And please let me pass. That I'm praying to God more than anything. If you live an unhealthy lifestyle for 50 years, you're eating the wrong food, living an unhealthy lifestyle for 50 years, and suddenly something happens, and now you go to the hospital and say, Prabhu, please reverse this now. So then he has to reverse it for everybody who's in the hospital, correct? Of course, there are other things which we say, that if I have strong shraddha, that shraddha can have a placebo effect, strong faith. So it can help me to cure myself and all that I can. There's a different thing. That still requires self-effort. Because who has to have the shraddha? Your neighbor cannot have the shraddha for you. Faith. You have to have the shraddha for yourself. And to really harbor deep shraddha to make it work, that also is a big effort on your part only. So the whole thing still boils down to karma. Everybody's karma. Okay. Now karma phalasam yogam. I don't sit here and say, okay, this fella did this, now let me give him this. No such thing. Swabhavastu pravartate. The whole Maya which has manifested the law of karma, that is working also by itself. Swabhavastu just goes on automatic. Automatic gay. Na datte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vibhuhu. Bhagavan says, I don't sit down and say, look, this man do pap. Now I catch him red-handed. You caught him red-handed, now we'll punish him. Look, this man did punya. He's a good man. I'll reward him. In the language of Bhagavad Gita, no such thing happens. Ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Because of ajnan, ignorance, some people are doing punya and some people are doing pap. Some people are doing good action and some people are doing bad action. Because we are all caught up in Maya. All caught up in this ajnan, Maya. So we choose to do good thing or bad thing based on our whims and fancies, and we get the result thereof. Jnanena tu tada jnanam yesham nashitam atmanaha. But the person who pursues knowledge and removes this ignorance, ajnan, removes this Maya effect from his mind, such a person, tesham adityava jnanam prakashayati tatparam. For such a person, the self, the inner indwelling self, which is of the nature of Sat, Chit, Ananda, that thing reveals itself to such a person. Who? The one who puts effort and acquires knowledge. Which knowledge? This knowledge which we are talking about in Shastras. And where you will acquire knowledge of Shastras? Not on Google. And not on internet. And this tradition is called a Samaksha tradition. You have to be here in satsang in front of some teacher. You might pick up a few things there, but this is a very important tradition to learn in satsang like that. Okay, now we move on. This is what we started last night, and that's the conclusion there. Tad buddhayas tadatmanaha. For the person who sets himself up to acquire this knowledge, that person, when acquires the knowledge, he goes to the supreme state, never to return to this cycle of birth and death. That is what it is. Now this is number 17. See that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. सब गाइए.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
तत्बुद्धयस्तदात्मानः तन्निष्ठास्तत्परायणाः.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
गच्छन्त्य पुनरावृत्तिं ज्ञाननिर्धूतकल्मषाः.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Now see, Bhagavan is talking about the person removing from his own mind ignorance. That is the topic which is going on. It is ignorance which is the progenitor of all human problems. All things which we don't like, they come only because of ignorance. And if that ignorance is removed, then all our problems will go away. The other way to say that is, for the one who removes ignorance from his life, he attains mukti. That is the technical way to say that. He attains mukti. And what is the meaning of mukti? He comes out from the cycle of birth and death. He is not born in this world again. But as long as we have that ignorance, we are born over and over, and we do this karma and that karma and the other karma, and we come back to reap the result, and that is called karma bandhana. We again and again come in this world, and last night we explained that in detail. Now, this person, in other words, have to acquire knowledge, because knowledge is the only antidote to ignorance. There is no other antidote to ignorance. Just like darkness only has one antidote, that is light. In the very same way, knowledge only has one antidote. That thing is called ignorance only has one antidote, that is knowledge. So we have to now spend time to acquire this knowledge. And where we'll acquire, I told you, we'll acquire only in satsang, only when we attend this type of things. And if I did not spend time in this lifetime doing that, that means another lifetime I have wasted, and come back the next lifetime and try again. And we're not sure what we will come back as also. We can come back as anything. Lucky Tulsidas ji writes in Ramayana, Bare bhagya manushutana pava, sur dullabh sab granth nahi gawa, sadhana dhama moksha karadwara. This human body is a fortunate body that we have gotten, because we could do sadhana and we could get moksha in human body. See, the dog cannot do that, or the cow cannot do that. So while we are here, we have to strive to acquire this knowledge, and we acquire in whichever way that is suited to our personality. So the topic which is going on here in these first 6 chapters is karma yoga, doing our karma properly. That will bring chitta shuddhi, and it will also bring good fortune for me to meet up some good teacher who will give me knowledge. That kind of thing. So here, Bhagavan says now, tad buddhayas tadatmanaha, tan nishthas tat parayanaha. The person who will really remove the impurity called as ignorance from his mind is the one who really chooses God, chooses Paramatma over everything in this world. When you go to the market, right? If you are a vegetarian, you go to the vegetarian section. And if you are a meatarian, you go to the meat section, correct? And if you're a fisharian, I don't know if there's such word, but I'm making up these words. You go to the fish section, whatever you are. Well, in this world, there are so many choices. So people can choose, some Hindi song was there. I'm sure all of you heard it already. It says, Do rang duniya mein, or do rasate. Have you heard? Do rang duniya mein, or do rasate. Yeah, you see, people, everybody know it. Do rang duniya, there are two colors in the world, symbolically, and do rasate means two roads. One road will go to the temple, and one road will go to the, yes, Khana Madhushala. In common Guyanese parlance and Trinidad parlance, it's called rum shop. So one road go to the temple. Now see, that choice is in whose hands? That choice is in our hands, isn't it? So the one who chooses now the road to satsang, to temple, to shastras, to spirituality, to God realization, to enlightenment, the one who chooses that road, he will end up there. And the one who chooses the other road, well, you know where he ends up. Right? So now Bhagavan says, he is describing the person who will acquire this knowledge and who will get mukti and who will come out from the cycle of birth and death is the one who chooses this road of spirituality. Tad buddhayaha. That buddhaya means I am using my buddhi all the time to concentrate and meditate on that reality only. Otherwise, people use their buddhi for other things. Calculating how to destroy this one, how to destroy that one and make this plan. That's what terrorists are doing every day, isn't it? What do terrorists do? They have better plan than people who come to the temple. They plan in such detail. See, when they blow up the World Trade Center with that plane, can you imagine the magnitude of planning and preparation for that thing? That is buddhi. Buddhi means the intellect is used. And to carry out that nefarious act with such precision. So yes, tat buddhayaha, that buddhi should be used for tat, that reality. Paramatma, not for going blowing up people and planes and buildings. But like that, there are people who use their buddhi for so many wrong things. While you are sitting here trying to figure out how Paramatma is related to this universe and this and that, there are people who are trying to figure out how to scheme you, how to trick you, how to take money from the bank, and now they have what you call cyber crime and all. They are using buddhi only. Same buddhi. So tad buddhaya, this buddhi intellect should be used for Paramatma, not for these other things. That is the idea. Tadatmanaha. And my whole personality should be geared towards this thing. Otherwise, see how people gear up. That's why I've been telling here. The personality, my individual personality, should be one where I'm basically fundamentally a spiritual person. Not a, what you call, a show person or a performer. And that is very, very important thing. I tell in Trinidad and I tell here in Guyana also. Especially when you come to the temple is not a place for performance. When you have to have performance, you have a bazaar or melee or something, or you go outside and there's a stage. That is a place for performance. This is not Bollywood. A temple is a place for devotion. So when you sing here, or when you play an instrument here, or when you pray here, that should be an act of devotion. It is not after, because I'm tired of people telling, Swamiji, how I sounded there? After they sing a bhajan, they're asking me now, how did I sound? If you were singing for Bhagwan, you should not be asking anybody how you sound. Because it was not a performance. So the personality should not be a personality looking for a little bit of praise, a little bit of commendation, a little bit of notice, a little bit of name and fame. That personality that is geared towards those type of things, that personality is a worldly personality. The personality should be geared towards devotion. So he says, Tada Atmanaha. My own personality should be geared towards that Paramatma. So if I do some bhajan, if I sing some bhajan, or I play some instrument, or I do something, I'm doing it for Paramatma. I mean, my personality is given to Paramatma. And the next one is Tat Parayanaha. Tan Nishtha means all the time dwelling in Paramatma, dwelling in the Lord, dwelling in reality. And Tat Parayanaha. Bhagavan Bhashakar says, Kevalaha. Kevala Atmarataha. Artayaha in plural. Means I am only reveling in the self. Means I am reveling in Bhagwan. Reveling in the Lord. Otherwise people revel, like for example, today I got new shoes. I got new suit, new clothes, and we're reveling and we go and show everybody. Got a new watch, look, that Rolex, So you're reveling in what? Not Paramatma, you're reveling in Rolex. So everybody has to see. Huh? One old lady in the village, oh Lord Amma, Nani. Nani gone and Nani collect all she money and save up all she money and everything. And Nani gone and buy a nice gold bracelet. So Nani come back in the village now wearing a nice shiny golden bracelet. And Nani talking to everybody in the village and doing she hand and things so, And nobody pay any attention to the bracelet. And nobody noticed and nobody said anything. Well, Nani thought, what is this? My brand new golden bracelet, nobody paid attention. She went to bed unhappy. In the middle of the night, she house catch a fire. Nani house start to burn down. Everybody from the village run into midnight. Everybody run out. And they start fetching water and this and that to put out the fire. Then Nani also outside in the road and the house burning. And behind the house now, just above where the fire is burning, there's bright fire here, but there's a bright moon. And then Nani pointing to the house. Throw water there, throw water there. And then suddenly she see the moon. And she said, oh, look how bright the moon is today. And when she do like that, in the glitter of the moon and the fire, the gold bracelet shone out in the middle of the night. The person who was standing there, oh, Nani, wow, you have a nice brand new gold bracelet there, man. The fella said that. Did Nani say, beta, if you did tell me that little bit earlier today, this house wouldn't have burned down. Nani burned down the house only so to get up the attention of people. But see, whatever we have, whatever possession, this thing, have you seen when people get a degree? I see somebody graduated recently, just from some community college or something, they graduate there. Right? Big party. Big party and all. People from abroad come for a party. So this last Tatparayana means, look here, reveling in Paramatma and not reveling in this worldly thing. I got a degree, so I'm reveling. And anybody could get a degree. And if you train a monkey properly, you'll get a degree. So the idea is to learn to revel in Bhagwan rather than revel in anything in this world. And that is the idea. Gachanti apunaravrittim. Now, it's a disciple word comes in Bhagavad Gita or everywhere. Gachanti apunaravrittim means that person goes to the state from where there is no return. So there are two possibilities. What? I die and I come back to this world. Again and again birth, again and again death. And the rare person who has really given his life over to Paramatma and concentrated on Paramatma, meditated on Paramatma, gave his whole personality to Paramatma and reveling in Paramatma all the time. That person, apunarahavrittim, he goes to a state where there is no return to this world. Now, one more thing. In the second chapter, Bhagavan was describing this type of person, and Arjuna had asked, Prabhu, Bhagavan was mentioning this type of person, and Arjuna had asked, Prabhu, tell me now how that person lives, how he walks, how he talks, how he conducts himself. I want to know. So before Arjuna could ask that same thing again, now in the next few verses, Bhagavan describes that such a person, how he lives and how he sees this world, how we see this world, and the person who has gone to that state, how he sees this world. See that. This is a very famous verse, number 18. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
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 Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Chuni Chaiva Shvapake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. See, if I don't see God in myself first, I cannot see God in the world. I have to discover that reality in myself first. So Bhagavan says, the wise person who has discovered the reality, he has removed. See now what are all these stages? Now let me back up and tell you the stages, because you were not there. This is chapter 5 we are in. You were not there for chapter 1 all the way till here. So the stages are like this. Bhagavan starts by teaching Arjuna what is karma yoga. It means every day we have to do our duty, which we are doing every day. We have to do it properly and dedicate it to Paramatma. Right now we do our duty selfishly. We have to do that duty selflessly. That will give me the required chitta shuddhi. Now there are many elements involved in that. I have to be detached from the results. I have to dedicate the results to Bhagavan, and I have to accept the results, whatever happens thereafter, with prasada buddhi and so many things. Means with gracefulness, accepting. Bhagavan wanted it to happen like this. Like for example, now it rained. I cannot say, I did not want it to rain, Why? My chappal outside, chappal will get wet, Brand new shoes, I buy Clarks. And I kept it there. Now you look, it rained. Now shoes will get wet. You accept Bhagavan wanted it like that. Right. They call prasada buddhi. Anyway, so karma yoga, when I'm doing my duty, so many elements have to be there. Now doing the duty properly in the spirit of karma yoga, as we described in the past few weeks, that will bring chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi means purity of mind. Purity of mind will allow knowledge which I acquire, now we are acquiring knowledge, that knowledge will stick. Otherwise what happened? My mind is like purine leaf. When water falls on purine leaf, it just gone. So then my mind, with proper performance of my karma yoga, my mind will become like sponge. So that when the knowledge comes, it stays. It gets absorbed. That is the idea. Alright. So when that happens, I acquire the knowledge. That knowledge will be of some benefit to me thereafter. And when that knowledge removes ignorance from my mind totally, then I come to this state of Jivan Mukti, it is called. It will come in the next verse. It will come in the verse after this one. But anyway, this is the state Bhagavan is describing in these few verses. Jivan Mukti. I get enlightenment when I am here itself, in this world. And when I leave this world, there is no return. But while living in this world, such a person, how he sees this world, that is described in this verse. He is called wise person. Here he is called Pandit. He is called a wise one. There are two types of people in the world. One is called wise, and the other fellow is called otherwise. So, this wise person is being described. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane, in a learned Brahmana, and in a cow, and in an elephant. Gavi, cow, Hastini, elephant. Then, Shunichaiva, in a dog. Shwapakecha, in a dog eater. This wise person sees the one Paramatma, one reality existing in all. And the person who is otherwise, he doesn't see any Paramatma anyway. He sees these people, they are nice people. These people, they are all rascals, you know. And these people, they are all crooks and criminals. And we people, we are real nice people. Like that. So he sees everybody as different, and everybody as unconnected, and everybody as unrelated. But this wise person, which is being described here, he sees the one Paramatma pervading all things in this universe. Now, let me give you an example, because these verses are not so easy to understand. Let me give you an example to make it easier. See this here now. If a pot maker, you know, people who make pot out of clay, right? He goes and gets a clump of clay from his yard outside. And he brings this clump of clay like this. He splits the clump of clay into two. Right? Now, this clump of clay and this clump of clay is identical. Same clay. Out of this clump of clay on the right hand side here, my right hand side, he makes a murti of Ram. And out of this clump of clay on the left hand side here, he makes a murti, statue of Ravan. Right? So when you come now, you see, hey, there's Ram. This one is Ravan. Right? So immediately in your mind, what comes? Good and evil. Correct? Because we are ordinary beings, we are worldly beings, and we are caught in the duality. So in our mind, we see good and evil. But the wise person who comes there, whose mind has come out from this duality, whose mind has become enlightened by knowledge, when he looks there, he sees, both things are made from the same clay only. And that is true or not? That is true. The man went to the yard and got the same clay. So he sees from the deeper level, at the fundamental level, from the material from which the thing is made, this is what is being said here. In a dog eater, in a cow, in an elephant, in a learned Brahmana, in everybody, he sees the one reality. But when we look with our biased eyes, we see this one good, that one bad, this one evil, that one good, and like that. And then we get stuck there. And based on that seeing now, you see, we say, these fellows, they are evil. No. We'll put a spoke in their wheel. I will prevent them from doing this and getting that, and we let these people get, and then that goes on everywhere, all the way up to from the highest citizen in the nation to the lowest citizen in the nation. I mean, just say the person who has least power to the person who has most power. They see all difference and say, my people should get and their people should not get, and praise goes on and on. And these people, and my people will protect them, and those people, they are heathen, we'll kill them. This is what goes on in the world. And that is going on every day or not? Every single day. And that doesn't have to be from this religion to that religion. Within one religion. Right now in this world, there's so many people in Shia Muslim killing Sunni Muslim. Muslim killing Muslim. Based on the same duality which we are talking about. They are on that side, are we on? They said, kill them, man. They are not fit to live. So here, the wise one is the one who sees the one Paramatma existing in all things, whether dog eater also. This is what proper knowledge does to the individual being. He comes to see the equal existence of reality everywhere. And that happens while he is living. We can't, in many religions in this world, and in Sanatana Dharma also, people always feel everything will be good when I die. Then we will go to some good place or some good thing. Death is not a qualification for anything good. If you're living and you can't do anything good, when you die, how you'll do? Dead men tell no tales. So in Sanatana Dharma, we have to get mukti while living. That thing is called a Jivan Mukti. Please say this word, Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti. Bhagavan talks about that in next lesson number 19 now. See? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, 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 Ihaiva terjita sargaha, yesham samye sthitam manaha, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Nirdosham hi samam brahma, Tasmat brahmani te sthitaha, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Na prahrishye priyam prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Sthira buddhira sammudha, Brahmavid brahmani sthitaha, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Bahyasparsheshva satatma, Vindatyatmani yat sukham, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Sa Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, Sukhamakshayam Ashnute, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Ihaiva tehi jita sargaha. Here itself, while living in this body, this person conquers this cycle of birth and death. That has to be done while living, because dead man cannot do anything. When he's dead, and I don't know how you say it in Guyana, but he's dead. He's good dead. Proper dead. So that man could do nothing. So while living, we have to strive. Iha eva tehi jita sargaha yesham samya sthitam manaha. And what has to be practiced? The same thing that was talked about in the previous verse. The mind has to be in a state of perfect equilibrium and equality. Means I should see Paramatma existing equally in all things. I can't have, it's a state I have to reach. I may not be there now, but it's a good thing, Like when you go to high school and the teacher tells you, well, you have to do your work now properly because you will have to go to university and get a degree and all of that, right? So the teacher gives a vision. Now the student in high school cannot say, oh, why are we studying high school? If that is my destiny, I should go there one time. Can the student say? A student who just started Form 1 cannot, when the teacher tells, remember, all of you have to go to university, huh? So then one child will say, then why don't we go now itself? What are we doing in Form 1? The student cannot say like that, because Form 1 becomes a prerequisite for going to Form 2 and Form 3 and all that, right? And then eventually high school is a prerequisite for going to university and all. So it is important. So there's a goal to look up to, but you have to actually stay where you are and do your work properly there. So what is being described here is the goal, the eventual, the person whose mind has become balanced and can see the one Paramatma existing equally in this whole universe. That person, here itself, he conquers the cycle of birth and death. He doesn't come back in this world. Nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat brahmani te sthitaha. He doesn't see any, like we see, fault and defect in this one and that one. Really speaking, this world is perfect, but it's just that we can't see it. This is a perfect world. He sees that perfect world, but we see it imperfect. One Mahatma was telling like that, this world perfect. So one man from the audience, he raised his hand like this. I said, Mahatma ji, what are you telling? This world is perfect. Look at my back. That fellow, he had a hunchback. Hunchback, Hunchback like Manthara. Manthara from Ramayana. So he had a hunchback like that. His back was bent. So how come you are telling this world is perfect? Look at my back. That Mahatma said, Arewa, that is the most perfect hunchback I have ever seen. In other words, this world is working itself out in perfection, because whatever you are seeing happening in this world is karma only. From that standpoint, the world is perfect. Because look here, if I did a good karma, who will get the good result? You? No, only I will get. And if I did a bad karma, who will get the result? I will only get. And since the whole world is working by karma, everything is perfect actually. So he sees the perfection in the world. We can't. We think, no. Bhagavan spited this one. He punished that one. Bhagavan have time with this or what? The law of karma only working itself out. That is the idea. This person sees the perfection in the world. He sees Paramatma. And everything is working itself out perfectly. Na prahishyet priyam prapya no Na udvijet prapyacha priyam. It means to say, he maintains his balance, and if something which is agreeable comes, he does not jump in joy and say, yippee. We do that, huh? We say, yippee. And the next day when we lose, we say, oh God, I don't know, Bhagavan spite me. Or that one spite me, the other one spite me. But such a person, he doesn't have any such thing. Na udvijet prapya cha apriyam. He doesn't get depressed when something disagreeable comes, and he doesn't get elated when something agreeable comes. This will come again in 12th chapter, there in Bhakti Marg also. Huh? Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na kankshati na shochati. Bhagavan will tell all of this again and again. Because why? I told now Bhagavan goes on repeating. Because we heirs hard. We heirs hard. So Bhagavan has to tell the same thing over and just like at home when you tell your children, you know, Are boy, how many times I have told you to do this? Again and again I have to tell you? How many times I have to tell you? Well, that is you tell your children, but we are all Bhagavan's children. So Bhagavan has to tell again and again, over and over. So maintaining our balance in the world is important. Means to say, look here. Have you seen when countries win the World Cup, how they celebrate? When they win the World Cup, how they celebrate? They celebrate like anything. And then next year, they lose the World Cup. Then what happens? Well, big grown people cry. They cry like, and I've seen, if you look at the television, you will see. When India lost the World Cup last year, so many people cried. So many people cried. And this year when they won it, so many people during this last time. Celebrate like anything. So our life is like that. What? 1 minute crying and depressed. Next minute, elated and celebrating in jubilation. So our life like a pendulum of a clock. Have you seen the pendulum of the clock? Prrrrum, 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 whole day. One day happy, one day, yes, miserable. So that is not the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Because right now, see the problem with that. Arjuna's mind has swung to the negative side in this Bhagavad Gita. And it seemed like his mind has gone on that side and it got stuck there. Because the nature of the Prakriti is like that. When it rains, it pours. Have you heard? When we get a bad streak, everything seems to be going bad. It seems that the pendulum goes this side and gets stuck there, doesn't come back. That is the nature of the Prakriti. We used to hear this in the village long ago. When one person dies in the village, they say, Yamaraj, you know, Yamaraj is Lord of Death. Have you heard? They say, Yamaraj, he doesn't want to come 2-3 times, you know. So when he come in the village and he hang around there, he take a few. So one bad thing after the next. So now see, Arjuna has gotten into that state and see the consequence of that. Sorrow and depression and all the other things on this side. Despondence and despair. And this is Arjuna's mind. The consequence of that is if Bhagavan had let him alone, he would not have stood up to the Kauravas, and the Kauravas would have taken up over the world, and today we would have no Bhagavad Gita. We'll have no Sanatana Dharma, because they would have. That is the consequence. So it is so good that Bhagavan rehabilitated the mind of Arjuna and changed the course of history. But that is what happens when we hang on the wrong side. Or, you see, when something untoward has happened, something what undesirable has happened, something unpleasing has happened, then that time we go into depression. Instead of seeing now how to come out of that, you see Arjuna also. His first reaction was what, you know? He tries to convince Bhagavan that it is the right thing for him to go, to leave the battle. So when something undesirable has come, not to get depressed. And when something desirable has come, not to go on, like I told you, na, go on reveling in that thing only. Maintaining balance, Bhagavan is talking. Sthirabuddhira sammuraha brahmavid brahmani sthitaha. Such a person who comes to know the Paramatma, know the reality by maintaining his balance and all that, he stays in Paramatma, he dwells in Paramatma only. Yeah? Brahma. Bahyas parisheshva saktatma vindatyatmani yat sukham sa Brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. This is where we start. This verse and number 22 also. This is how we start. Let me chant it back again with number 22 together. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Bhahyasparsheshva saktatma vindatyatmani sukham.
Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam
Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Bahyas parisheshu asaktatma, one who is detached from all the things in this world. Next verse, after this, number 22, will tell why we should detach from all things in this world. This is a very strong, a very famous verse also, number 22. Why we should detach from all things in this world. But anyway, the one who is able to do it, vindati atmani yat sukham, and that person discovers the sukha of himself, his own self. Because real joy is inside actually. Joy is not outside. We may think that there is joy outside, but real joy is in our own heart only. Sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. That fellow, being wedded to the Paramatma in his own heart, he enjoys limitless bliss, diminishing bliss. Sukham akshayam ashnute. He enjoys. So the one who is able to go inside. But what is required? I have to detach from outside. How you will go inside if you don't detach from? So now see, here is the proposal of the Shastras. Sukham which you are looking for outside is really inside. With joy, bliss, shanti, peace, whatever you are looking for, that is inside. Now how I will ever get it inside if I am always attached? Outside. We are attached to so many things in this world. We can't do without this, we can't do without that, we cannot do without the other thing, and if that thing goes from my life, I'm miserable, and if that thing other goes, I'm more miserable, like that. But the ability to detach from all the things outside and go inside. And why we should detach from the things outside? Yehi samspashara bhogaha, because dukkhayonaya evate. This is a very famous verse. It means everything outside is the source of sorrow only. Everything outside is the source of sorrow. because everything outside has a cost. We have to pay something to get it. So when I enjoy anything in this world, what I'm doing, I'm paying with my life. You have not thought about it, but the rishis have thought about this very nicely. Anything we enjoy in this world, we are paying with some part of our life. Means our life is being paid for that thing. So that means if I pay, I have less life now. Adyantavanta, and that is one reason why it has a cost. Because it has a cost, that thing is the source of sorrow. Because nobody wants to bear the cost. Everybody like everything free or not. Buy one and get one free. People like or not? Everybody likes. And one man went to a store, he saw a sign in front of the store, buy one and get one. So he went in the store and he bought one. And then he's waiting for the second one. So the man asked the store owner, why are you waiting? He said, the sign outside said, buy one and get one. He said, well, yes. That's what the sign said. You bought one and you got the same one. Which second one you are waiting on? The sign did not say buy one and get one free. But usually when we see a sign like that, we think we buy one and we get one free. But the sign said buy one and get one only. When you buy one, you don't get two. But anyway, we like everything free. And because nothing in this world is free, that is a true statement. Have you heard? People make this statement all the time. Nothing in this world is free. Don't ever think that anything in this world is free. So the world has a cost for everything, so that brings sorrow. Another reason in the second line, Adyantavanta Kaunteya. O Kaunteya, this world is the source of sorrow because everything in the world has a beginning and an end. Whatever has a beginning will have an end. So we sometimes don't like the beginning and we don't like the end. But most people, well, it depends on what the thing is, isn't it? When we have a fever, we don't like the beginning, but we like the end. And when we get a new car, we like the beginning, but the car will get old. We don't like the end. So some things we like the beginning and we don't like the end. Some things we like the end and we don't like the beginning. Now, when we get some disease, some sickness, we don't like that beginning. But when it gets over, the doctor give me 5-6 injection and some tablet and all that kind of thing, and it goes away, then I say, I like the end. So either we like the beginning or we like the end. But both are a source of sorrow. Why? Because if I like the beginning, that means I don't like the end. And if I like the end, that means I don't like the beginning. So both sides are still sorrow. That is Adyantavanta Kaunteya. Teshu naramate buddhaha. The wise people do not revel in anything in this world, because everything in the world is a source of sorrow. This will come again in 13th chapter. We have to learn to see how everything is sorrow, sorrow, sorrow only. Last night we dwelt on this also at the other temple in Cotton Tree. We don't think about it, but I know one more thing. Have you heard? Human beings, we like to depend on something called hope. Have you heard this word hope? In Guyana, you must hear hope, because coming all the road, I see good hope, better hope, hope alone. The only thing I didn't see so far is hopeless. Everywhere I'm seeing on the road coming, this hope, that hope, the other hope. Huh? So now, we like to rely on hope, and therefore you will see in English, we don't have such thing in Sanskrit. In English, you will see so many statements like this, for example. Every dark cloud has a silver. See, everybody knows. That is hope or not? That is hope only. What do you think? Things dark now, but there's a silver lining somewhere. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel. That is hope. All this is hope only. But let me tell you, this hope business. Because whatever we are hoping for, that thing never come. One, in the market, I'll tell you a real story. Yeah? No, well, not real story. Let me tell you a story. In the market, people back in the day, they used to carry their market produce by donkey cart. Donkey cart, right? So the two farmers took their donkey there with their produce. So the two donkeys were next to each other now. So the two donkeys started talking. So one donkey asking the next donkey, boy, how is your master? How does he treat you? So that second donkey said, man, my master is really nice and compassionate, and he treats me really nice. Second donkey saying that, huh? He feeds me enough, he gives me enough water, he gives me rest, he has a nice pen for me in the shade and all of that. So my master is really nice and compassionate. So the second donkey asked the first donkey, what about your master now? How does he treat you? That first donkey said, man, my master is cruel. That fellow is cruel. He doesn't feed me, he doesn't give me enough water, he beats me, he doesn't give me enough rest, he ties me in the sun and everything. Hot sun. So the second donkey said, really? Why don't you run away from that house? Why don't you run away from that house? So the first donkey said, no, I have hope. I have hope. So the second donkey said, hope? What hope? For years this man beating you and ill-treating you and underfeeding you and everything and overworking you. I have hope? What hope? He said, just last week, I hear my master quarreling with his daughter. And he get vexed with her daughter. And he say, you stupid girl, one of these days, I'll marry you to that donkey. So no, this fella staying in that house because he has hope, right? He has hope. And there's all human beings, we have hope. That's why one lady was saying, she says, listen to how hope, huh? And that's all the English statements. At the end of the tunnel, there will be a light. Every dark cloud has a silver lining. Human being got caught in this delusory aspect of this universe, and then we go on like this. One lady was saying, when I was in preschool, I was dying to go to primary school. When I was in primary school, I was dying to go to high school. When I was in high school, I was dying to go to university. You see, because the hope is that when I get there, everything will be better. That's true or not? There's hope. So when I was in university, I was dying to graduate. When I graduated, I was dying to get a job. When I got a job, I was dying to get married. When I got married, I was dying to have children. When I got children, I was dying for these children to grow up and get married and get out from this house. When my children grew up and got married and got out from the house, I was dying to retire. And when I retired, I realized my whole life I have been dying and I forget to live. What we do in the whole life? Dying. And we forget to live. And that is all based on hope, because we're hoping that the next stage will be better. That is hope. And he opened one man, he went and he buy a nice cemetery plot also. When I reach the grave, I will rest in peace. So he hoping that when he reach there now, he'll be happy, hope. And when he reached in the cemetery, he realized that the plot they buy for him, the plot too small. So it didn't have space to put the coffin like this. They have to put it like this. So now here he stand up in peace now. He not rested in peace. He had to stand up there. All hope gone, yeah. Bechara, poor fella. So human beings have too much of hope. So now this Bhagavad Gita is not teaching anything like this, that if you ever think that your life will be happy in the next stage and the next stage and the next stage, and there is no such thing. No such thing. Therefore Bhagavan says here, the wise person, he never revels in anything in this world. He pursues mukti, moksha. And if you're going to revel in anything in this world, prepare yourself for this disappointment. Because what you are doing is you are making appointment with the future. And where there is appointment, there will be disappointment. So, this thing about hope, wise people don't revel like they pursue mukti only. Enlightenment. Come out from this cycle and this duality of birth and death. Alright. Okay, now I stop. Now, tomorrow the satsang is way far from here in a place called farm. Not this farm just here. Farm there. Far farm. Where is it? Oh, it's in Bobby Solid? Okay, my mistake. I thought it was tomorrow there. I'll tell you where now. Rosinghall Sanatan Mandir. Huh? Okay. Sorry, my mistake. That is one of the other days. Which day is that? Sunday? Wednesday. Okay. Alright, I'll tell some announcement. Blemont Hindu Temple, Prema, Pritipa Paul and Pandit Umesh. Thank you, Pandit, for making the satsang nicely arranged tonight and everything. And all the members of the temple for putting it together and making it possible that we are here tonight at this Blemont Temple. Alright, this is night number 32, night number 33. Tomorrow at Rosinghall, Sanatan Mandir, West Bobbies. You all will know where that is. I know this will be in the town, in Rosinghall. Huh? Alright. Few things, few announcements. In the summertime, we have a Bhagavad Gita camp for children at the ashram in Manripo. If you all can put the children together, we might be able to provide transport for them also to come to Manripo. 3-week camp. It starts on July 14th and it goes to August 1st. Bhagavad Gita camp. Right now also there is Bhagavad Gita chanting registration is over. Alright. Bhagavad Gita chanting is going on. And there will be competition in June. It is organized by the High Commission of India, Chinmaya Mission, and the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Institute. Okay. On the 3rd of May is the grand finale of this 108 nights. 3rd of May is the last satsang. We'll do the final verses of Bhagavad Gita. It will take place at the Gandhi Youth Cricket Ground in Georgetown. It starts at 5 p.m. You all please put together a group and come. It will be nice to have some representation from your temple. Because it is early also, so by 6:30 it will finish, so you can come home early also. Alright, so 3rd of May, please mark it on your calendar, it's a Saturday. Alright. We have a 3-week camp in Trinidad from August 10th to 31st also. People from different countries will be coming. If you have time, come to the camp in Trinidad. That will be wonderful. And for all ages, family camp and Gurukul camp in August. 10th to 31st. On the 31st of August, in our ashram in Trinidad, we have a huge vegetarian food fair. It will be the biggest vegetarian food fair you would ever see in your whole life. We have vegetarian food spread over the whole ashram. Last time we made 167 different vegetarian food. 160, now you see 7 curry, just 7 curry. You have to come and see what it is to have 167 different vegetarian dishes. It's an enormous event. So that will happen on the last day of that camp. For those of you who have the time, please come. Alright. Several camps will be going on simultaneously that time. For children, for youngsters, for adults, everybody will be separate. All happening at the same time. Okay. A lot of online classes are happening. The 2 teachers who are now posted from Toronto, Canada, they are posted in Guyana here now. Dev ji and Jeena ji, they are sitting here. And they are having so many classes going on. Please contact them to learn Sanskrit, learn Gita, learn Ramayana, learn so many things from them. Bhagavatam and all other things. How to chant Gita also. Please meet them before you go. And you will be able to learn something. Alright. Please have a look at our bookstall on the outside. A lot of wonderful titles are there for you to buy for your friends and as gifts for children and all that. Okay. Okay. Now we'll have the Aarti and we'll conclude. All right. There is our Gita Arati. Please stand for the Arati. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita, Hari Hiya Kamala Vihari, Hari Hiya Kamala Vihari, Sundar Supunite. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita, Hari Hiya Kamala Vihari, Hari Hiya Kamala Vihari, Sundar Supunite. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Karma Sumarma Prakashini Kama Sakti Haramaya Vidya Brahma Para Nishtala Bhakti Vidayini Nirmala Malahari Maya Charana Rahasya Pradayini Sadviti Sukhakari Ragadesha Vidari Karini Mod Sada Maya Karini Mod Sada Bhavaya Harini Karini Paramananda Pradhan Asura Bhava Vinashi Nashini Tamarajani Maya Nashini Tamarajani Devi Sadgunadayini Hari Rasika Sajani Samata Tyag Sikhavan Hari Mukha Ki Bani Maya Hari Mukha Ki Bani Sakal Shastra Ki Swamini Sakal Shastra Ki Swamini Shrutiyo Ki Rani Om Jai Bhagavad Gita Daya Sudha Varsavan Matu Kripa Ki Jai Maya Matu Kripa Ki Jai Hari Pad Prem Dan Kar Hari Pad Prem Dan Kar Apno Kar Leej Jai Bhagavad Gita Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita Hari Hiya Kamala Vihari Hari Hiya Kamala Vihari Sundar Supunite. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita. 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 Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garuda Vaja Mangalam Pundarikacham Mangalayatano Hari Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garuda Vaja Mangalam Pundarikacham Mangalayatano Hari Mangalayatano Hari Mangalayatano Hari Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhush Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पते। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम तत्सत। प्लीज ऑल सिट।